We have so many questions that are coming in, and some were sent earlier on the post. And speaking of finance, we have a question from Vula Moses. So he says, what are your basic principles of financial literacy?
Okay, Brother Moses. Okay, so financial literacy is structured it's very broad, but I'll tell you this. The first thing you need to do in order to be financially literate is that you need to have a clear understanding of your inflows and your outflows. Basically your monthly budget, right? If you have an income, you could, whether you're a student or you are a person who's employed or you're a business person. Number one, the first step to financial literacy is track every single kwacha or ngwe that comes into your pocket, into your account, and do it periodically per month, right? So once you do you have a clear understanding, and obviously trace each source. Is your source, coming from government as some sort of financial aid? Is your source coming from a relative who gives you an allowance? Is your source coming from a job that pays your salary? Is it bonuses? Whatever it is, track it per month. So once you've added that, including any other activities that bring you income, then you've got now that figure placed. It's clear. So there's no doubt that say, this is my capacity to generate revenue. The second thing you have to do is now list all your expenses, every single expense: rent, talk time, transport, food, you name it. Even anytime money is leaving your account or your pocket, track it per month. The same way you've tracked your income, track your outflows. What you then do, once you've added up all your income and you've added up all your outflows, your expenses, which is all the money that you're spending, deduct the total of your expenses from your income. That will tell you what your financial position is as a person, your financial health. Are you in deficit? Because this will also give you a sense of whether or not I should borrow. Because part of financial literacy is being able to know whether or not am I in a position where I should go and borrow from a friend, from a loan shark, from a bank, or whoever. Many people borrow because it's an immediate need, but they don't realize. And I always advise friends, if, say, for example, something has happened, and life happens, and there's many people out there who borrow because things happen. But some people borrow because they want to catch up with the fact that others have cars and so on. I know people who just recently got employed, and you find that because they've got an income, and there are many lenders out there who leverage on salaries. They've got these salary back loans, so they go and deduct from your company. But because you're an early stage employee and you feel you need a car, yes, a vehicle is important. But guess what? You end up being in a much more difficult financial position because you did not do this calculation I just talked about. And you should be able to track over even a period of a year, right? And that's what I did in my early days when I started out work and having an income. And I'll tell you the reasons this thing is important, and I'll get back to what I did. So say, for example, if you know you've got something left over, even if it's a 50 kwacha, that 50 kwacha, do not consume it, save it. And part of financial literacy is not just tracking your income and your outflows, it's also tracking, or it's also being able to start building up a pool of savings. Because the source of all forms of capital, the source of all forms of wealth is savings. Right. So when you now know what's left over, in fact, some people do it the other way. Some people, before, especially now, this comes with time, and of course, as especially young people who are tuned to this live podcast, they must be hopeful about what their potential is to earn more in the future. Don't just think about what's happening now. Right. Know that, look, your income will go up, but maintain discipline on your costs. If you track your costs, most people, what they do, there's what we call lifestyle inflation. Because my salary has gone up by 20%, even my expenses will go up by 20%. If I was drinking Ego, maybe I'll start drinking Mossy. Then my salary goes up again, I'll upgrade to maybe whiskey. Or this is what many people do. Right. Or if they had a Corolla, or maybe they had a Gatoma, and then the salary goes up, now I can buy a Corolla. Then after a while, salary has gone up again, now let me move to a Mac X or something like that, or then hire, a Beamer. Right. That's what many people do. But let me tell you a secret. A lot of the people who end up becoming wealthier over time are people who hold the urge to increase their expenditure when their income goes up. Right. So that, now imagine, I painted a picture. You got money coming in, a certain amount. You got money going out. If you kept the money going out at the same level, but your income's going up, guess what's growing? Your savings.
Your savings, yeah.
So when your savings grow, and let me tell you, and part of financial literacy is knowing what to do with those same savings. When you accumulate savings in your savings account,
right.
And I'll tell you another secret I believe in. Keep your savings account separate from your current account. Because psychologically, and me personally, I choose not to have a bank card for my savings account because I don't want to have the temptation to spend using that.
Yeah.
I use my checking account. So what you do is you look at your savings account, and you can now make a decision. Say, now my savings has reached 10 pin. Let me do a fixed deposit.
Yeah.
To me, that's the most simplest form of investment that exists.
Wow.
It's lending money to the bank. Because what you're telling the bank is, this fixed deposit, I'll lock this money with you for 1 year or 6 months. The periods vary. 6 months, 180 days, whatever. Yeah, even longer, right? Then I can talk about bonds, I can talk about stocks, which I'll touch on a bit, just to give you a holistic picture in simple terms about financial literacy. So when you fix money, the bank will say, you know what, for fixing this money, we will use your money to lend money to SMEs.
Right.
Now, when the bank, because the bank uses your money. In fact, I don't know if people know this. Every time money that sits in the bank, basically the bank sees it as, this is money available for us to go and lend out.
Right.
Then you've got the required reserves. If you've heard of reserve ratio, required reserve, let me not overcomplicate this. Central Bank, which is Bank of Zambia, they tell you that, listen, all deposits in your account, 20% has to be deposited in the central bank, or 10%, whatever the reserve, required reserves are. And then anything beyond that, you can lend out. This is to protect the financial system from there being a run on the banks and abuse and that kind of thing. There has to be at least a buffer. So long and short, so you say you've got 10,000 kwacha, 5,000, whatever it is, sitting in a savings account. You tell the bank, okay, I will fix this for 6 months. The bank will tell you, very good. We'll pay you an interest rate of 10%. Now, isn't that nice? Because typically people won't make 10% interest on just money sitting in the account,
right?
But they'll make it when you fix it, because and it's the bank rewarding you because they're using your money to make more money. So they make a margin. So if they go and charge an interest rate of 25%, 20 or beyond, it means that you're sharing that interest together. Right. They give you a 10%, they keep the balance. That's how the financial system works, especially when you are looking to increase your financial literacy and increase the quantum of funds that you sit on. As you're putting more money in your savings, the savings can work while you sleep.
Right.
Someone else has been lent the money. They've lent money to a miller. They've lent money to whoever who's trading. They pay back with interest, and of course we're all smiling, right? It's a win-win. Right. So that's just one of the examples, right? I can go on. I can talk about stocks. I can talk about bonds as you graduate, because that same amount that you've saved, it could become bigger, where you can now start making big decisions and say, you know what? Let me do some real estate. Let me go build some flats.
Right.
You can also now use it as a down payment to activate a project where you can go and borrow, right? So there's a number of things. So I want to do, because this is a topic I'm very passionate about. I think we should do a separate session on a future date, maybe in 2 weeks or thereabout, where we talk just about financial literacy, because I want to be able to unpack after you've saved this money, what next? How do you know when is the right time to borrow based on your income? The ratios, there's ratios you have to use, liquidity ratios that tells you whether or not you are in a safe situation to borrow. And then secondly, when is it okay for you to buy a vehicle based on your net worth? How to calculate your net worth? Basically adding up all your assets minus all your liabilities. That's your net worth, and knowing what percentage of my net worth should be the value of my car, what percentage of my net worth should be the value of my house. Many people don't think about that. They jump straight to me, I'm going to build. We don't want a plot. It's true. Yeah. But we have to think deeper. And these are things that we should be teaching young people. Yeah. And I can tell you, there are families, there's communities who, these are the conversations they have around the dinner table. And you find that in those same communities, they excel because they know these things. They're already talking about, hey, have you heard there's an IPO? No, but what's an IPO? An IPO is an initial public offering. It's when a company, which is private, goes public, making its shares available to the public, where you and I can go and buy shares. The same way you and I, we can own shares in Airtel, Zambia Breweries, in Zafiko, Zambia Sugar, Zanaco Bank, all these companies. You and I use their services every day. Why not make money from them? If you like a nice code Mosi at the end of the day, why not, when Mosi is being bought by others, you're also getting a dividend
something.
because you've bought shares.
Right.
You can, so these are things. So I want to stop there and say that I wanted to unpack the basic tenets of financial literacy, but we can take it to another level, to popular demand.